ActiveCampaign automation start. We're going to talk about getting things to happen inside your ActiveCampaign automations on a certain time date. It doesn't necessarily mean somebody's joining on a specific date. It means when something happens. And to do that, we want to take advantage of the date-specific information that we can use. And we're going to use goals to accomplish this. So we can either key off of day of the week, day of the month, year, time. And then the conditionals are either is not, or greater than, less than. A recommendation is anything that's numeric, you can use any of those. So if it's day of the month, for instance, the 29th, or year, example, 2017, go ahead and use any of those conditions. If it's not numeric, for instance, day of the week is Monday, only use is or is not. The results you get might not be as expected. Now, what's nice about keying off of a specific time, for instance, day of the week, which is what we're going to do in automation here, is you can confidently use other time frames in your email. So for instance, if you start on a Wednesday and start on a Monday and the very first email comes out and says, in a couple of days from now on Wednesday, you know that's accurate. Sure, they may not open the email right away, but when you sent it, that was very much accurate. Or I have appointments available on Thursday, 3 days from now. So let's dive right in. So inside your ActiveCampaign account, let's go to Automations, and we will create one from scratch. And it doesn't really matter how somebody gets in here. It might be somebody subscribes to a mailing list, they're looking for some information, and on, let's say, the landing page where they signed up, you promised them something on Monday. So they're not going to get anything. The expectation's been set that they're going to receive something on Monday. Now, before I set a goal of being on Monday, before anything else happens, let's take into account when they sign up. So we can use the if conditional, and for instance, say this: if date time is, let's do day of the week, and if it's the weekend, let's do this. Now, I might send an email, and just for this purpose, I am going to so let's add a note, and let's assume this is an email that goes out. So you could say something like, you can say something that makes you acknowledge that, yes, it is the weekend. And if it doesn't meet this condition, what it means is it's a weekday. So you might say something like, and again, this would be an email. Something like that. So you've acknowledged basically when they signed up and gave them information to hold them over until things start on Monday. Now, I could get really fancy here, and instead of just saying I know it's the weekday, I could say, well, is it Monday, or is it Tuesday, is it Wednesday, is it Thursday, is it Friday? And then message them appropriately and as many times as needed. So I'm not going to go into that level of detail here, but the next step would then be to put a goal that says wait until a certain time or date or whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and go to here, goal, and I'm going to say Monday, 11 a.m. is my goal. And I'm going to say time and date. And let's use current day of the week is Monday. And notice I'm actually using current day of the week in the contacts time zone. That can also be in the default time zone for your account. And let's say time of day. Current time is 11 a.m. And for this to work properly, you're going to want to make sure that they don't continue anyway. They wait until conditions are met. This is one to be careful with. For this case, this works well because you know that a Monday at 11 a.m. is going to happen every 7 days. So we know that is guaranteed versus, for instance, them visiting a particular page. This is going to happen no matter what. So from this point on, we know exactly when they're receiving emails or when we're in contact with them, so that whatever you send from this point forward, you can confidently reference days in the future or days in the past when you message them. So that's how you set an automation to start on a specific day and time in ActiveCampaign.